how to maintain proper side control. And then we're going to go work on 2 ways to mount. So we're always trying to advance the position, never want to regress. So in side control, first off, a lot of times when you get into side control, a lot of people like to teach this, hanging out way back here, or this. That's good. It's good because, maybe, let's say, in my opinion, if you could sprawl out like that and get really heavy, you might be able to maximize 80% of 90% of your weight down. But I'd rather have 70% of my weight down and be in a position to move, right? When you sprawl out and you're way back here, yeah, I might be 10% heavier, and I'm just making up bullshit figures, but it's not worth being way back here to get minutely heavier than to stay here still being heavy and be in a position to advance a position or to attack, or just in case this guy's pretty active down on the bottom. So I'm not a big fan of sprawling back and hanging out. I want to be in a position to take advantage of this side control position, especially when we usually get there from passing, right? I'm in half guard like we just worked. Usually when I pass from half guard, within 3 seconds is my best opportunity to advance one more position. So you're kind of taking 2 for 1. Because as soon as you pass, this guy's telling himself, ah, shit, I can't believe I let him pass. And while he's thinking that, you're taking another one. They used to, when you watch high-level guys, that's the way they do it. My professor used to do it to me. I'd let him pass. I wouldn't let him. He'd pass. And now I'm mounted. I'm like, ah. Same thing here. As soon as we pass, we want to be in a position to take advantage of taking one more position. So the side control we want is that I want, obviously, my arm under the head with my palm down. Okay, my palm down. This hand's going to go always. We're looking to get under the armpit with my gable grip here. And now I'm going to keep him fairly tight. Bring him in. I want one knee on his hip. The reason why I want a knee on his hip is because if I have this leg back and he turns his hips over to me and he steps over, he can step over with his top leg and pull me in a half guard. Okay? So I want my knee on his hip. I can feel where his hip's at. And I don't want my foot out. I want my foot kind of in behind my butt. Same thing with this knee. I want this knee up high by his ear, almost on the outside of my elbow. Here and here. Okay? And then ideally what I want is I want to reach here, lift his arm up, switch my base, get under his arm, switch back, and now if you notice, his arm is trapped on my thigh. So he can't get on his side. This elbow right here is trapped on my thigh, and that keeps him from getting on his side and turning into me, which is what he wants to do. Okay, so here's where I maintain. This is my spot. I call this solid side control. So I'm solidly positioned, I have him secured, I'm good here, I can begin to maybe attack, which we'll look at next week. But for now I'm maintaining, and I'm letting gravity do the work. He's gonna push and pull and bridge, and I'm just gonna ride those out. So that's what we're gonna work on right now. So let's partner up. Let's just work on getting comfortable in position and feeling the right position, where we wanna get to. And then we'll look at getting there, lifting that elbow, switching our base, and coming back with the arm trapped on our thigh. And once we're good there, we're going to look at the 2 ways to mount, right? On our thigh, it's trapped. We're here, secure. Now, from here, I want to begin to advance the position. So the first way to mount is pretty simple. The hand that's under the head is going to cup the armpit here, okay? I'm going to do that so I can free up my right hand. And now my hand's going to act like little gears, and it is effective. I'm going to start crawling his elbow out of the way. Boom. And now once I'm here, I'm going to go knee on belly here. But when I'm knee on belly, I'm not just going to swing over and go to mount because I'm going to get caught in his half guard right here. Okay? So instead what I'm going to do, when I crawl his elbow out of the way, I'm going to put my knee to his armpit. And now I can put my head down and I can swing my foot over, missing his legs. And now that I'm here, I'm going to drop back down. My heels are going to go under his knees behind here. And I'm going to widen my knees out. And my hands are going to be here, okay? When you're here, I want the bottom person to kind of move you around a little. I just want you to learn to maintain with your knees, ideally. Hands are secondary, okay? But right here, my hips and my knees, and here my hands are free to do whatever, right? I can swim through, and we'll do more of that in a few weeks after we get through side control. But let's start getting in the habit of maintaining with our knees. Hands are secondary, okay? So, again, I got the side control. I passed half guard side control, and I've secured the position. I'm going to ride him out until I feel that he's tired. I'm not gonna try to take advantage of the position. Well, hold on. Let's work our way to mount, and then I'll talk about, you know, being opportunistic. But for here, I'm securing the position. He's bridging, he's framing, he's doing all that, and I'm just wearing him out and making him pay attacks. When I feel he's tired, cup the back of the armpit, begin to crawl the arm out of the way, knee on belly, put my knee towards his armpit, swing the mount, adjust, widen out your knees and maintain knees first, hands second. Okay? All right, let's see what we can. And on this one, we're here. So I try to crawl his arm out of the way, but maybe I can't, right? He's too strong, or his arms are just too tight. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle this elbow around the head. I'm going to pinch his head between my knee and my elbow. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is this hand by his head, I'm going to take it inside his arm and put my elbow on the ground. My hand on the mat against his body, kind of blocking his hip. Now this hand is going to come and block his hip on this side. So I've kind of got his hips blocked on either side. Okay? Now I'm going to switch my base towards his hips. And look, my back knee is pointed up, directly up, and my head is low. If he tries to bridge into me, I can push off this leg to push him back down. If my legs are like this, I'm just sitting here, and he's a big, strong guy, and he bridges, he might get me over, right, and scramble. So I have to have this back knee up every time. That allows me to push back into him. So I circle my arm around the head. I dive my elbow in, block his armpit. His arm is now blocked out of the way, block his hip. This hand, palm down, block his other hip. Just put your hand underneath his butt as much as you can. Switch your base just like we did earlier, okay? Back up, and if you notice, both his arms are trapped high, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is grab my own foot. He can't see any of this. I'm gonna guide it over, grab his leg, pull myself up to mount, and if you can keep this arm trapped, perfect, because now we can start attacking arm bar another. If not, don't worry about it. So again, we're here like we were before. I can't seem to crawl his arm out of the way. Circle and pinch. This is going to be the spot where we work on submissions next week too, where we start to isolate this arm. But for now, it's just the passes. I get my arm inside and block. Hip, arm are blocked. Block the near hip, switch my base, back up, back up. My head is low, my weight is forward. Grab my foot, sneak it through, pull myself up to mount. Boom. Maintain just like we did earlier, okay? So let's partner up. He's gonna block, right? If he's been around, he's gonna put, oh, yeah. There, that's what they're gonna do, right? You're like, well, how can I can skate more, and if you're flexible, you can get through there. But easier is look, my hand's gonna reach outside my far leg, outside, and I'm gonna grab his pant leg. And now I'm gonna do is pull it under my leg, and it's easier to step over. So these guys are always gonna do this. You're gonna feel this a lot here. They're always gonna be like this because they know you're trying to go to mount, and they try to block and feel where you're at with this knee. So instead, I'm gonna reach outside and under my legs, just a little trick, grab his leg, pull it down, and now it's easy step, boom, to mount, okay? So now that becomes that cat and mouse game. Well, I'm gonna block. Well, I'm gonna counter your block. So practice that a little bit. And then we'll up, down, out the moves to mount. No resistance.